Hello. Right now, I would like to talk about some of the fundamentals of Yang style Tai Chi. Some people call them the principles of Tai Chi. I call them fundamentals. And I have condensed what could be hundreds of different things or small, minute things into four categories. And I tried to reduce them to the point where I could put them all on one type page of paper. And I have posted them on this website or this YouTube site, pardon me, in the typewritten form before. The first category is internal. They're internal to your body. And the first is calm. Now, we usually take calm to mean that we're not actively fighting or we're not just boiling upset, and people will say, calm down, calm down. That is not what I mean by calm. That's the English translation, or as near an English translation as we get from the Chinese word. But it means mental quietness. Quieten your mind. Our minds are running hundreds of thousands of miles a minute. And they do that almost all the time. They're just in this constant state of motion. We're thinking and considering and worrying about what was past and what's going to happen. Quieten your mind. Mental quietness, okay? Don't worry about what's already passed. Don't worry about what's going to be happening tomorrow or later this afternoon. Let your mind be quiet. The second area is relax. And again, this is a translation of a Chinese word, and relax doesn't really convey what we want to understand here. When I say relax, I'm talking about relaxing your shoulders, your neck, your body, your fingers, your knees, your spine. Your whole body loosens. And I think that's a better definition than relax, is loosen. You loosen all the joints in your body. For instance, you've loosened your shoulders, and you can feel the space in between your shoulders growing longer. You've relaxed, or you've loosened your elbows, your wrists. You can feel the wrist opening up, your fingers, your spine, your hips. Loosen your joints. If you look at yourself and you see your shoulders like this, you're not loosening your joints. You're not relaxed. Relax. Loosen up those joints and open them up. The second category is posture or stability. In Tai Chi, your head and your body are upright. Okay? Your head and your body are upright. You don't lean over, and you don't lean over. Upright. And your body remains upright through the doing of the form. You'll see a lot of people who start to do the form, and instead of their body being upright, you'll see them do this. Everything will be at an angle. No, no, no. Your head and body are upright, and they remain upright. There will be some movements that require an angle, but those are the exception rather than the general rule. It's imagine, if you would, that you've got a string attached to the crown of your head, and it's attached to the ceiling, and it's supporting you, supporting all the weight of your body. If you ever watched Howdy Doody or somebody work with marionettes, you notice that when the body is upright and the arms and legs will be doing all kinds of things, but the body remains upright. And that's the way it is in Tai Chi. The spine is vertical. No matter if I'm looking at it from the front or the side or the back, spine remains vertical to the ground or to the floor. In Tai Chi, your knees are bent. There's 3 different levels of gravity or centers of gravity in Tai Chi. There's the high, which means that your knees are just not locked. You never ever lock your knees or your elbows in Tai Chi. The middle center of gravity, which is what we use in Yang style, your knees are bent. And I don't know if you can see that from there, but I don't think you can. But your knees are bent. And if you look down, you can see that your knees are right about to the point of your toes. And then there's a lower center of gravity where that you bend your knees to the extent that they exceed your toe, the points of your toes or the ends of your toes. But the one that we're going to be using in Yang style is the middle. So your knees are going to be bent. They're going to be about even with your toes. Your pelvis is going to be tilted in somewhat. It's not going to stick out. It's going to be tilted in somewhat. Your eyes are going to be fixed on the horizon or on your opponent. You're not looking down at your feet or up at the ceiling. Your eyes are looking straight out towards the horizon. Your tongue is going to be lightly touching the roof of your mouth. The third area that I've categorized the fundamentals into is breathing. And in Tai Chi, we use abdominal breathing. And by that, I mean that when you are breathing in, you relax your diaphragm and allow it to sink down into that area occupied by your stomach. This allows your lungs to breathe in more air. And as you breathe in and you relax that diaphragm, you relax that stomach, and your stomach will start to protrude. This is a great thing about Tai Chi, is you don't have to go around holding your stomach in, okay? It's not only good, but it's great to let that stomach relax and bulge out some when you breathe in. When you breathe out, you tighten up your stomach and suck that diaphragm up and blow the air out, okay? These are long, slow breaths. So in Tai Chi, if your hands move up, you're breathing in. When they go out, you breathe out. In, breathe in. Down, breathe out. So breathe in when your hands are going up or in. Breathe out when they're going out or down. And you can see that when I breathe in, my stomach protrudes. When I breathe out, it comes back in. At least it comes back in to where it normally is. And since I suffer from a mild case of Dunlap's disease, that's what the disease you have when your stomach Dunlaps over your belt. And I have that. So I won't embarrass me or you by demonstrating that anymore. So breathe in, up or in, breathe out, out or down. When you're doing Tai Chi, breathe in, Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay? Now, the last of the 4 categories that I've outlined is movement. Movement in Tai Chi comes from the waist. Okay? Movement comes from the waist, and everything is circular or semicircular in Tai Chi. Now, if you're breathing correctly, your movements are going to be slow because you're breathing in or out depending upon what your hands are doing. So, movement comes from the waist. Movement is slow, and you can time it by your breath. Movement in Tai Chi is smooth, and the speed is even. You don't make real fast moves and real slow moves, not in Yang style Tai Chi anyway. In some other forms, you actually do use fast and slow. But in Yang style, the movements are slow, smooth, and even speed. And the movement is continuous. It never stops. You never pose. You never stop. You never pose. Movement is continuous. Okay, now those are the 4 things that I have classed as fundamentals or fundamental principles of Yang style Tai Chi. Now, if you are doing this and you have an instructor who isn't leading you to do this, then you are just learning Tai Chi forms. You are not doing Tai Chi. You're just doing Tai Chi forms, okay? If you're going to get the full physical and mental benefits out of your practice of Yang style Tai Chi, you've got to incorporate these fundamentals or these fundamental principles of Yang style Tai Chi. Thank you.